Grand Rising Divine Legends. Reverend Gigi Jenkins here with a practice to know what is within is without. And we're going to unpack the universal law of perception, which you really just cannot even make it up that we would land on that particular card on this particular day in this particular week of the historical time that we are in. So I'm coming on post-election. Tuesday was when we had our election this week. This is 2 days later, the week of November 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, right, of 2024. So when I'm filming this and coming in with such clear awareness that as within, so without. As within, so without. And it is peace that we're looking for. And it's not going to be found in any person that we're looking to quote, quote, save us. I will not participate in the lower, what I consider lower vibrational conversation of politics, which in my perception, bringing it back to the universal law that we'll unpack today, in my perception, that whole system is meant to bring division and keep us in separation. And that whole mindset is rooted in fear. And in my perception, once we can align to the truth of love, we can live from the higher perspective of oneness and unity. It is a higher-minded perception, is how I see it. And let's unpack the universal law of perception, because it'll help really bring this home, knowing that when we align to the law and we know that we're rooted in love in our whole system and we're authentically expressing from that place, we're creating beautiful, beautiful reality around us. Universal law of perception, look beyond the illusion to the one truth. So, and especially love that I'm here, right? Because I know there are so many being pulled by that fear-based system that wants to stay divided in mind and be upset, be very upset. I know there are so many very upset, very upset. So I'm here to bring us back to peace. Do you want to feel peace? Do you want to stay upset, or do you want to come back to peace? Do you want to know peace? Do you want to know peace? I know we do. I know we want to know peace. That's what I'm here for. That is what I am here for, to show us how to come back to that magical middle. I find it on my mat on the regular, and I bring it through this vehicle of yoga. You are such a powerful spiritual being that the moment you even conceive yourself to be a divided identity, you set universal law into motion. You inform your subconscious mind, the subjective mind, and the one mind in a blink of consciousness. Truly, it is the belief system within our subconscious that is running our program, that is creating our reality. All spiritual work is the shifting of the identity back to the I am identity. The unification of the egoic mind with the egoic emotional body in the infinite heart that knows no bounds, to express authentically the oneness is the truth. The universe has to agree with you. How you believe life is, how you think that life is It is. You are divine. So that you say, I think that, da, 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 da. And so it is. I believe da, 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 da. And so it is. As the great metaphysician of the ages, Yeshua himself said, it is unto you as you believe. So with that, I believe I am ever expanding goodness in motion. I am steady, strong, and calm. I am full of joy and expressing through this vehicle of yoga. We're going to come into the practice. Join me, please. Let's get up. We're going to release some energy right away. I can tell moving some energy and then getting deeply into that magical middle, that place of equanimity is where we're headed. But let's start top of the mat. I'm going to pull my hair back because we're going to move pretty quick in some bigger postures and get the energy flowing. Find your feet grounded underneath your hips, pretty parallel. Spread your toes. Feel those corners of the feet, the heels rooted, lifting toes, wiggling them, setting them back down, pulling the kneecaps up, engage your quads, pull your pelvic floor in and up to neutralize your pelvic floor. You can always test that at the top of the iliac crest. Pull the shoulders up towards the ears, roll them back away. Find that shoulder girdle nice and secure. The belt tight around the waist, taking those palms forward or toward the legs if you need more room for the shoulders. It's really dependent on what your shoulders are feeling there, where your hands position. We're going to just start to turn the neck right away. I have my eyes closed. I'm going to connect with the breath as I'm turning the neck. Taking the inhales and the exhales. Getting one more breath in this neck turn. Come through center. Settle in there. Taking some breaths. Connect to the breath. Feel where your feet are. Wiggle your toes. Shift back and forth slightly. It's a really small movement. Back on the heels. Stay in your breath. Big breaths through the nose. Maybe out the lips on the exhale or out the nose on the exhale. You decide what you need with your breath there. Keep the belt tight around your waist to protect your low back. Slightly rocking back and forth from the heels onto the balls of the feet. Just noticing the weight shifting. Come through center. Find the arches slightly lifted, grounded down through the ball, through the heel of your feet. Taking one more breath here. Your eyes are closed with me. Leave letter open, and we're going to inhale the arms overhead. Grab your right wrist, lean to the left on your exhale. Inhale, reach up. Spread the fingers so the whole side of the body engages. Grab that left wrist, lean to the right. Inhale, reach up. Go post your arms, chest puffs out. Pull the shoulder blades together. Take another inhale here. As you exhale, bring your elbows together in front of your face and round and scoop your spine a bit as you tuck the chin in. We're going to flow that. Inhale, open up, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Feel the chest stretch. Exhale, pull it together, round and scoop a bit here. Two more. Inhale, open up. Exhale, close it up. One more. Inhale, open up. Keeping elbows at shoulder height, feeling the shoulder blades squeeze, and then pulling those elbows together, rounding the spine. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. We're gonna fold over, bring your hands through heart center, hinge at your hips, go flat back all the way down till they end and you round down at the bottom. Find your knees slightly bent, belly resting on the thighs. Find your forward fold and breathe. Head heavy, upper body heavy, just allowing the backs of the legs to stretch here. Another breath. One more full breath here. Root down. Rise up, sweep up. As you inhale, maybe look up as hands come up overhead and bring palms together through heart center on your exhale. And we're going to flow that a little bit, opening up the wrists and the waist. Inhale, big stretch, fingers spread. Press the palms as you come down through heart center on your exhale, opening up your wrists. One more inhale, reach up. Press the palms all the way through, exhaling. One more inhale, reach up. Fold over, again, hinging from the waist as hands come through heart center all the way down. Plant the hands underneath the shoulders. Step your right leg back into a low lunge. We're going to hold the low lunge for a moment. Make sure that your front knee is over your ankle, not over your toes. You got to step out if you have that knee too far out there. You want that good alignment. I'm rocking my back heel, rocking it, waking my quad up. I'm going to find some stillness, pull that hip forward just a bit to squeeze the inner thighs as I lift the chin and get a good stretch through this hip flexor on that right leg. Take one more breath here. I'm going to plant the hands under the shoulders and step into plank pose and hold this for a few breaths. So spreading the fingers so you find that monkey grip. Hips are at that shoulder height, squeezing that tennis ball under the armpit so you lock the arm into the arm socket, saving any strain on the shoulder girdle, belt tight around that waist, protecting your low back, gazing out the front edge, keeping a long neck and spine, taking one more breath here. Take another full inhale. As you exhale, push your hips up for your first down dog, and you can walk the dog or find stillness. Keep your breath going. Come through stillness. Let those heels press toward the earth. Keep your hips lifting up. Feel that deep stretch on the back of the leg. Take another breath here. On your next inhale, lift that right heel up for three-legged dog. Slowly up with the inhale. Keep the hips squared, toes pointing toward the floor. And then bring that foot all the way through to your right thumb. Stepping up, grabbing the back of the heel and pulling that leg forward if it doesn't make it all the way, knowing you can always find that support. Low lunge on this side, and I'm going to rock into that left heel, waking the quad up on that left leg, making sure this right knee is over this ankle, keeping that alignment. Find some stillness. Lift that chin as you pull that back hip forward. Squeeze those inner thighs a little bit. Deep stretch on that hip flexor. One more breath. We're going to step up into forward fold. So use your core, dig into that heel and lift up into your forward fold. Halfway lift on your next inhale. Exhale, fold down. Root down, rise up, sweep up. Maybe look up as those hands come through heart center. On the exhale, we're going to move through the sun salutation a few rounds, really getting into the body, releasing energy. I'm going to swan dive over. If hands need to come through heart center still, and that's where you are at, keep them there. Halfway lift on your next inhale. Exhale, full, plant the hands under the shoulders and step into your plank pose. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, knees lower, tops of feet press down. We squeeze a tennis ball under the armpit as we lower the upper body all the way down. Pull the shoulders back away from the ears. Low in the head. Inhale, baby cobra. Use your core. Exhale, float down. I'm going to tuck my toes this first time, push my hips into my heels, and lift from there for down dog. Getting into that down dog a little more gently, knowing that's an option every time. Walking the dog or finding that stillness. Inhale, tippy toes. Bend the knees, look at your thumbs, walk, step, or hop into your front edge on your exhale. Halfway lift on your next inhale. Exhale, fold down. Root down, rise up, sweep up, maybe look up. Pull hands through heart center on your exhale. We're going to do that all again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold over, hands go wide or through heart center. You get to choose there. Lots of options in yoga to make it work for you. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down, plant the hands, step into your plank pose. Maybe you're hopping into your plank pose. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, knees or toes. I'm going to always find my knees lowering halfway or all the way. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog, knowing you can tuck your toes, push your hips into your heels, lift from there. Or rolling over the feet if that's in your practice and you're ready for that. Taking 2 breaths here. Knowing you can walk the dog or find that stillness. On your next inhale, come to your tippy toes, bend your knees, look at your thumbs, and walk, step, or hop into that front edge on your exhale. Halfway lift. Next inhale. Lengthening through the spine, through the legs, and exhale, fold down. We're rooting down, rising up, sweeping up, maybe looking up, and drawing hands through heart center on the exhale. Going again, inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Hold down, plant hands, plank pose. Inhale, shift. Squeeze the tennis ball. Exhale, lower down, halfway or all the way. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down dog. Stay in your down dog. We're going to move from plank pose to down dog, moving with the breath, moving in our wave. So on your next inhale, you're going to come out like a wave, rounding through the spine, over, shoulders, wrists, and then lengthen, look out, find that flat back. As you exhale, pick the hips up first, round back into your down dog and press your heels toward the mat. We're going to do that again. Inhale, rounding forward. Tight belt around that waist, protect the low back, lengthen through the whole spine, looking out. And exhale, initiating from the hips, rounding back into down dog, pressing the heels down. One more. Inhale, out like a wave. And exhale, lift. And press. Coming onto the knees, under hips, untuck your toes, bring your hands under the shoulders, and start cat-cowing the breath. Staying in movement, but taking the intensity down just a bit. I'm going to add into this here in a moment, knowing that after a few rounds, I like to tuck my toes when I inhale, getting into the feet a little bit. I like to pull my hips back toward my heels as I exhale, almost into that child pose, just moving a little bigger. I like to bend into my elbows on the inhale, pull back a little further on that exhale. One more. Sitting all the way back for child pose, letting the head come heavy to the mat. Elbows soft, release your hands so the wrists can rest here. Keeping the knees underneath you to protect the low back, we'll draw the hands back by our heels. Tuck our thumbs in, cross the fingers over, and roll your wrists out. Stay in your breath. On your next inhale, draw those arms back up overhead. Let the elbows be soft again. Hands not pressing into the mat, maybe on top of each other. Take a couple more breaths, just catching your breath, resetting, finding that deep place of peace within. Remembering we're energy, and so we're moving energy. We're shifting the energy. We're remembering we are powerful to shift energy in our own bodies, coming back into that place of knowing with breath we can find peace no matter what. One more breath here. On your next inhale, you're going to press the hands into the mat so that you can round up into tabletop again. Make the adjustment so that arms are under the shoulders, knees are under hips. We'll wag the tail, checking in on that alignment, right? I can tell right away if I need to move things around a little bit when I wag my tail, and then come through center. And we're going to get a bigger stretch for our shoulders. So we're going to inhale this right arm up into the air. We're going to thread it through under the left arm, drop all the way onto the mat with that shoulder and the side of your head. Left hand can stay right where it is, or it can reach up to the top edge of your mat. Stay in your breath. We're going to inhale that left hand back under the shoulder. And as we exhale, press into that hand as we draw that right arm up into the air. Set that hand back under that right shoulder. We'll go right over to the other side. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, we thread it through under that right arm. Find that left shoulder, side of the head, releasing all the way down to get that deeper shoulder stretch. Leaving right hand where it is, or reaching up to the top edge to get a puppy dog on that right arm. Deeply breathing, long, smooth inhale and exhale, knowing it's the breath that's bringing us back into alignment in our bodies, in our minds, in our emotions. We're going to inhale that right hand back under the shoulder and exhale, press it as we lift this left arm up into the air and set that hand under that left shoulder. Wag your tail. And then we're going to get into some hip openers a little deeper. So I'm going to have you bring your left knee to the center of your mat, and you're going to cross your right leg over your left. So we're coming into stacked knees here. And we've got to make space for our hips. So we're going to open the feet to the edges of your mat. You're going to sit back and you're going to know that your knees will open up. And so if you're really tight, you're not going to look like me. Don't compare yourself. I've been doing this a long time. Your knees may be way apart. You are where you are. Part of this practice is accepting ourselves right where we are, knowing that we're moving energy no matter what. We're moving energy. We're aligning. We're finding ourselves back into our bodies in ways that we can actually feel the ease and the grace that we're meant to feel, truly. So this is a big hip opener. We want a tall spine. We want to find the breath. We're just breathing into our hips, keeping the feet slightly flexed. Not a big flex, but you do want to protect the ankles and you want to keep your shoulders soft. Belt stays slightly tight around the waist to protect your low back. And arms can simply be resting at the legs. I'm going to do something else with the arms in a moment. And you're welcome to skip because it's going to be a bit more. If the practice is new to you, you may not want to try it today. This may be enough for you. If you want to come with me to our cow face arms, it's this left arm that's going to reach up by the ear and then bend back to pat between the shoulders. My right arm is going to extend out to the side, turn the palm away to face away from me. I'm going to bend at the elbow and draw the back of this hand up to maybe meet the other hand on top. I can't get there on this side, and I know that. I know where I can get. I hold where I am. I'm allowing my hips to open up. I'm getting a deep shoulder stretch. And then one more piece for those of you that are practiced yogis and want to take this a little deeper. Or maybe it's for knowing where you can go in your practice one day. Tighten the belt around your waist. Take a big inhale. And then fold forward slightly with your flat back. It's not big at all. It just goes a little bit deeper into your hips as you desire. One more breath wherever you are. If your arms are where mine are, we're going to release them in front of us. Everyone's going to round down over their knees, tuck their chin in, let the hands drop to the earth to feel that support. Feel a little C curve happening in your spine. Feel that stretch happening through the back, upper back and neck area as the hips continue to open up. One more breath. We're going to come out of this the way that we came into it. So you're going to make your way back forward. Use these heels digging in your hands. You're kind of hoisting yourself back up to your tabletop to uncross, to wag, and then we'll come through center and cat-cow the breath 3 times. So come through, inhaling, lifting chin and tailbone, and exhaling, rounding, scooping, pushing away. So same thing on this side. Find your neutral spine. Bring that right knee to the center of your mat. Cross your left leg over. Open your feet up to the edges of your mat. Sit your hips back. Know you are going to open up. That's where you are. Flex your feet. Find your tall spine. You want to be connected on the mat in your hips. You've got to make space. Open up as much as you need. Just do it. Support yourself in this practice. Allow the hip opener to be what it is, because it's going to be deep wherever you land. Wherever you are, you know that your hips are feeling this. So you're just breathing into these hips. Feeling the ease and the grace in your breath. Noticing how smooth and even your breath is. You can stay right here or add that upper body stretch with me if you want. So my right arm's going to reach up to be by my ear, and then bending at the elbow to tap the palm through between those shoulders again, right? Keeping that elbow pointing up. My left arm extends out, turns the palm away, draws up behind me as that elbow bends. And then on this side, my fingers can come together. So I can hook my fingers, which gives just a little extra support there, keeping that elbow lifting. The other way that I'll do this pose sometimes is with a strap. Using the strap to bring the hands together can be a really great option. Know that for next time. And taking a couple more breaths right here. Knowing we can stay here or taking it a little deeper if you want. Stay connected through your hips, tight belt to protect that low back, holding forward slightly with your breath. One more breath wherever you are. And then wherever you are, release those arms all the way forward to round in here. Just tuck that chin in. Feel that C curl happening through the spine. Feel that stretch coming up into the upper back and neck area. As the hips continue to open, breathe. One more breath. We're going to come out of this a little different. So you're going to lift that upper body up. You're going to draw your legs apart, support your fingers pointing forward behind you so that you can open your legs up and just windshield wiper these knees from side to side. Go slow. Take your time here. We're just going to open those hips back up from that pose. That's a very deep hip opener. So we want to come back into a place where we can do a little bit of ab work. We're going to continue releasing energy, get into some boat work. So before we get into some final stretches and our final resting pose to really enjoy where we've shifted our energy to. So you're going to find that there are many different layers of boat. And this would be layer one, find a tall spine, feel your feet connected to the earth. They can be flat. These are bent here, right? And so this can be layer one for boat. You're definitely turning abs on, keeping that tall spine, keeping your feet flat. And this can be your layer one. Layer two starts to take a flat back slightly. And so we're just engaging those abs a little deeper, right? You feel that as you take your flat back. We're not rounding down. We're staying flat. We're only coming back as far as we can stay flat. So as soon as you feel that curl start, you've gone too far. Come back where you can maintain that strong, steady, long spine, really engaging all of the whole wall of your abdominals. Now layer three. is going to be picking these feet up. So you can start with the hands behind the knees. You can glue your toe mounds together, right? Keep that flat back, and you may lift up, flex your feet, and you may be here. And this would be layer 3. And I'm going to go for layer 4 today because I've got that kind of energy flowing through me. So layer 4, I'm going to release. And layer 5, I'm going to show you, but I'm not going to hold that. It's going to be here. But I'm going to lay layer 4 today. This feels good to me. And we're going to work wherever you are. You're going to work this a little bit. You're going to open the knees up. You're going to close the knees. 2 more times. Open the knees up. Keep your flat back. Keep your belt tight around your waist. Close on that exhale. 1 more. Inhale, open up. Exhale, close it. I'm going to grab my knees again. Maybe you're here. We're going to let the feet go. I'm going to go long. You can keep a bend in your knees and take yourself slower than you want to go. Coming back onto your mat, keeping that work going in the transverse abdominal chain the whole time. So you may feel some shaking and quaking happening. We're working those abs. Go slow. Work them. Breathe. Can't do it anymore. Let it go. Reach out overhead. Point your toes. Feel the low back pop up. Feel that nice stretch down the whole front of your body. Inhale your right knee into your chest. Roll that ankle out both directions. Inhale that leg up toward the sky. Keep moving your foot, pointing, flexing, rolling out. We're going to bend the knee, get a supine twist, dig your left heel in. Pick your hips up to stack them as that knee draws across the body. Extend that right arm out, look down that right arm. Keep your right hand pressing that knee down. Left hand pressing that knee down, releasing the hip that's connected to the mat underneath you. Breathe into this deep twist here. One more breath. You're going to inhale back through center, tighten the belt to protect your low back in this transition. Take this knee, right hand on the knee, make a big circle with this hip, or it could be small. Mine feels like it wants to be big all the way around. Pause and reverse it. Good. We're going to switch legs. So as you inhale, release your right leg, draw that left knee into your chest and roll that ankle out both directions. Inhale, reach that leg up toward the sky. Keep moving that foot as you breathe. We're going to get that supine twist. So you want to dig your right heel into the earth, bending that left knee into the chest. That right hand, as it draws the knee over, you're picking your hips up to stack them. That allows the spine to stay long, the shoulders connected to the earth. Gaze down that long left arm. Right hand is providing a little pressure to release your hip all the way underneath you. Breathe into this deep twist. Last breath here. Tighten that belt around your waist as you transition onto your back. Let your legs go long. Coming into final resting pose from here. So let those legs open up to the edges of your mat. I'm feeling that shift fully into our final resting pose. I'm going to allow my palms to be up today, meaning I would like a little more guidance. If I knew that I was looking for inner wisdom, I'd be going palms down. If I were looking to support myself on a deeper level, a little tender, loving care, I would put hands on my abdomen, which maybe that's where you are right now. And you just need to show yourself a little more care. If you've been in an upset, if you've been in a place of not peace, allow that peace to really wash over you right now with your breath. Be in your breath. Know that we've found the magical middle. We've moved and shifted the energy to come back to the truth. That your soul, your infinite soul, knows so well that all is well. Recognizing that we are powerful, energetic beings, and that as within, so without, that as we create this deep peace within our own forms, our own experience, we take this peace forward and we create the peace we so desperately want to see in this world. I leave you here. The light in me honors, delights, cherishes that same light in you, divine legend. Namaste.